Miracle of Permaculture with the Greening the Desert and 2 other great Jeff Lawton videos that are just super inspirational. So if you can find that on the web, because that's where we found it too, but it's also on our website, on the group website.
Thanks, Wayne.
With links if you didn't get Dottie's website, we have a big article on him, and we'll try. It's going to be very difficult to get every event that he has because there are just so many, but we'll try to have links to as many of them as we can on our website. It's just a great addition to San Antonio. We've been waiting for years. I mean, I guess none of the permaculturists in Austin really wanted to move here, so it took one of our own to come back to see us.
Exactly. I went to school. Now I'm back.
Great. I just wanted to say you're welcome back. You know, it's going to be a big culture shock from Oregon for sure. Because I know a little bit about Portland. But you know, this kind of reminds me of when I was a kid growing up in the 50s and 60s. You know, permaculture, we had a word for it, communism. Actually, it's a really good idea, and we need a lot more. But a lot of people don't realize a lot of these things have really come and gone and hit and miss in America historically for many, many years. My parents had a victory garden. You know, back when World War II started out, you know, the United States was not a superpower, and we needed to sort of get together community-wise and really, you know, get our poop in a group, I guess is one way of putting it. And one of the things that was told, recycle, use less. We had rationing and victory gardens. And a lot of these things, once the war was over, everybody came back with prosperity, and it was all Oldsmobile 88s and you know, all of that. We forgot a lot of this stuff. And it's really heartening to see it come back. You know, I'm too young to remember the victory garden, of course, but it's really good. No, it's of course. Anyway, it's good to see this coming back around. Community gardens is a very, very good idea. Starting in your own backyard or your own front yard, depending on where you are, it's a good start too. I mean, my yard, probably told this story over and over again. About 20 years ago, I just told my yard, okay, we're doing zero saving. You know, you're going to live on the sun and the water that comes out of the sky, and you know, some plants flourished, some plants died out, and they just made room for other plants. And occasionally I'd have a code compliance guy come by, and a really good idea to know what the names of these plants were. And he said, well, we want to make sure you get rid of these weeds. I said, no, sir, those aren't weeds. That's Georgia ground ivy. And, oh, really? Yeah, it's Georgia ground ivy, and it's really taken the place of the St. Augustine used to be here. And he said, I had no idea. Of course, didn't tell him the full story. Georgia ground ivy is considered a weed. But then when you think about it, weeds are actually plants whose attributes have not been thoroughly appreciated. So rethink about those things that are in your yard, and you'll find out you'll have a different yard and a much better yard. You know, kind of glad we did things that way. Welcome is very, very good. You're sending a thing around. I noticed that you've got people signed up on your little sheets. Make sure if you want to get connected up with the permaculture that you have, sign up here. And once again, when you sign up on these, you know, these don't go anywhere. You know, but these, when you come to these meetings, sustainable living, we write your name down. I just file it away. It doesn't even get anywhere electronic. So even if there was a hacker out there, he can't hack in and get this because guess what? It's on paper. So, speaking of the sustainable living, we've always had this really long, ongoing confusion where people would show up on the last Tuesday of the month. Sometimes it was the 5th Tuesday, and say, no. Our meetings are always on the 4th Tuesday of the month. Not the 5th Tuesday, always the 4th Tuesday. So sometimes it's the last Tuesday and sometimes it's not. Now, after I've said that, in September we got a little bit of change. Next month we are going to meet on the 5th Tuesday, the last Tuesday of the month, because of a conflict, and Whole Foods asked us, would you please swap off for us? They need this room on the 22nd. So if you've already set off your calendar for the 4th Tuesday of the month, make sure next month We got it for the 29th. 29th is a Tuesday, it's the last Tuesday of the month. We don't have anybody finalized just yet, but show up and, you know, we will always have something. Right, John? Okay. Any more general questions, commentary? I also want to thank you once again. Seeing a lot of the old familiar faces that I've known for years and years and years. And it's always good to see fresh young faces. Go out there, spread the word. We're a little bit of an oasis in San Antonio, and we want to be able to show through our own example and the kind of things we can do that the conventional way of doing things isn't necessarily the best way. What was that you had on the slide? It was the well-trod path is not necessarily the right one, right? Yeah. I like that. Another thing that I heard this week was pretty good. The best time to plant a tree was 30 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is today. And you know, that kind of choked me up. So we know what we need to do. Let's go out there and do it. We'll see you next month.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
Hi folks, I'm Diana Lopez. I'm a local community organizer. I'm also a student at St. Philip's. And what I do is mainly like environmental justice work. I work a lot with Angela too, with the green spaces. And Adana, we had our fall garden work day kickoff. It's called the Roots of Change Community Garden, which is on the east side. But I wanted to talk to y'all about it because I had never heard of y'all. More on the sustainability side, I also work a lot around the nuclear debate here in San Antonio. And I work a lot with a lot of young people. You see my shirt, it says Green Ed, which means like Green Edison High School. We also have a garden there along with a curriculum and a teacher who we work with. But what I wanted to talk to y'all today was about this summit we want to have. It's called People Power, Youth taking action for a sustainable future. And it's pretty much everybody is invited to this event. And it's right before, and it's in coordination with the nuclear debate and since we work a lot with young people, we're proposing that we need to not think about old technology and start moving for more sustainable future for the creation of many other things. And I have I didn't bring my big green flyers, but I have our
some good stuff.
I have our flyers for the event. And it's called Think Green San Antonio, and it's a campaign that I said before that started out of Edison High School, and now it goes to San Antonio, and it's about like energy efficiency and green jobs and accountability and transparency from a lot of our elected officials and CPS and a lot of the people who we trust to make those choices for us. So it's about us like going into those spaces and pretty much voicing our opinions and everybody being included within that debate and within like sustainability and having more green spaces within our neighborhoods and within our schools. So I'm gonna put these up in front for anybody who wants to join, and that's gonna be September 19th and 20th. The location is still tentatively at UTSA downtown. So that's going to be up there, and if there's any more questions, please talk to me. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. All right, everybody buy something on your way out, support our sponsor. Okay, thanks again.